Harish here. Let's look at this practice problem. So, rectangle JKLM is similar to rectangle NPQR. The area of rectangle JKLM is 1575 square feet, and the area of the rectangle NPQR is 63 square feet. The length of the longest side of the rectangle JKLM is 75 feet. So what is the length in feet of the longest side of the rectangle NPQR? So to first look at this, we need to know something called scale factor. So K, I'm just going to write this down for our reference while we're working through this problem. K is the scale factor for the side length. Okay, so then K squared is the scale factor for the area, and then K cubed is the scale factor for volume. Okay, so now that we know what the K values are, I want to show this in play. So let's look at a simpler shape. So just pretend that this is a square, okay? So if this is 2, and if I tell you this is 4, then the scale factor is what you're scaling this by or multiplying this by to go from the smaller square to the biggest square. So in this scenario, it would be 2, right? Because you're multiplying 2 by 2 to get to 4. Similarly, area. If I tell you the area of this by 4 is 4, but I tell you that the area of this is if I tell you the area of this is 16, then your scale factor is K squared. So what you do in order to find K squared is 4 times K squared. So 4 times K squared will give you 16. So in our earlier thing, we found that K is equal to 2 because this is the same two squares technically, because if you put the side length as 2 here and the side length as 4 here, technically the area would be 4 and 16 respectively, right? So it's technically the same thing. Your K value for the side length is 2, but then your K squared value for the area is going to be K squared, which is 4. So 4 times 4 is equal to 16, just like how 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So now that we understood what scale factor is, let's look at this. And there's also a scale factor for the volume as well, but we won't be using that mostly for the SCT, and but just have it in your back pocket in case you see it. So we know that two rectangles are similar to each other, and the area of rectangle JKLM is 1575 square feet, and the area of rectangle NPQR is 63 square feet. So the longest length is 75 feet, okay? So just like how I did this, what I'm actually going to do is I want to draw some rectangles, okay? So, boom. Oh, that's the wrong shape. My fault. Boom. Boom. So for this one, the rectangle with the bigger volume, I'm going to represent as bigger area is 1575. So I'm going to say that this one right here is 1575. Okay? So then this one is 63. So I'm just going to say 63. Sorry for the bad handwriting, but 1575. The cursor is kind of cooked. So we need to go from 63 to 1575. We multiply by K squared. In order to find K squared, or K itself, what we need to do is multiply 63 by K squared. We can just put this into decimals. 63 K squared is approximately equal to, which is, I'm using tilde, 1575 square feet. And K itself is equal to 5. We're given the side length of the bigger bigger rectangle. So what we can actually do, and what we need is K, because K is for side length, right? So to go from the bigger to the smaller, we divide, right? So 75 divided by, if you even type K, is equal to 15. And is that one of the option choices? Yes, it is. I hope that helped. And this question is found on Oneprep. and it's an aggregate of the College Board question bank. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you.